So the purpose of this video is just to show you more elegant solution of what I came up with compared to the demo. I think with this product settings, everything else will fall into place, right? Just so to give a brief recap of how I manage the products. So the products that can be sold is the round bar finished goods, right? So this is the one that you're gonna sell to your customers, and then the one that we're going to purchase is the round bars in tons, and round bar that will then be converted to round bar in inches. So I numbered them one, two, three for simplicity. Um, so this is the first step. This is the second step. We'll convert it from tons to inches, and then within inches, we can track the number of bars that we have based on the number of lots. So I'll show that to you later, and then you can produce it into finished goods. Okay. This one is for it's the subcontracting product. It's something that is for later. Um, okay. So bear in mind that everything in this database, I did not add any new fields with Odoo Studio, but you will most likely need it. Um, yeah, simply because I broke the other database that I created for you. Uh, because I did the customization on my own, right? So when the functional consultants do it, obviously those errors will not pop up. So, uh, okay, so let's just get started. So I want to demonstrate all these, how this product will work based on the purchase, right? So let's go to the purchase. These are several purchases I made earlier to test it out. So let's say I want to order from the metal supplier um, bars. Uh, okay, uh, I want to purchase 20 tons, right? At the price of 2,300. All right. So that's the price that I've already set in the product page. So let me. So after creating it, conversing with the supplier, everything looks good. So I can confirm the order, right? So once I confirm the order, there'll be a receipt order. There will be a receipt order in our inventory app. So we can click here, or but to make it a little bit more realistic, the procurement team job is over, right? So now I am the warehouse person. So as the warehouse person, I would go to the inventory app. I would see what I need to do eh, for a given day, right? I would click on receipt, and I will see that scheduled for today is the delivery of 20 tons of metal supplies. So I can uh, set set where I would send this product to store this warehouse to. So by default, it's the warehouse stock. I can create a lot number. So in my numbering system, I use 000. Let's say 7. Right? I think I already created 6. So ideally, for lot numbers, it would be nice to have you create the lot numbers beforehand, so that we can just simply scan it into the system. Right? Once we stick the barcode. So let's say we in a perfect world, we received all 20, right? Um, validate. So once we validate this, these 20 tons will now be in our inventory. So I've created another tab. I went to reporting and inventory report, right? So this is what it shows. So in our inventory report, we can see that we have 20 tons of round bars, which cost a total of 46,000 uh, dollars. So if I go back, so the next step as a warehouse person is to convert this product into inches, right? So in Odoo, you would have to go to the manufacturing app, then you would have to go to the manufacturing order. You create a new one. So the next step is to create round bars in inches, right? The second one. So let's say that I produced 333 inches and I consumed, let's say, 7 tons, right? I'm not sure what. but you can round it off to 4 decimal places. So let's just save and close. So once I mark it as to do, and once I start producing it, right, then I can start saying which I can create a new lot number for this bar that I'm producing. So in my case, R2, on the conventions, I would say 6, right? Okay. So the round bars, 7 tons. Oops, I forgot. So it's I'm taking this from the taking so 7 tons is from initial that initial receipt of 20 tons, right? So I received it from the lot number 7. So let's save it. Let's mark it as done. So once we mark it as done, we can see, let's say when we go to inventory report, now we can see there are 2 items here, right? So there is 13 tons that is unaccounted for yet, right? So ideally, we would not want to have any more stock in this round bar tons. When we go to the round bars in inches, we can see that there's one lot, meaning one bar, which is 333 inches in length, right? So when it comes to you doing it, you can obviously import it. Uh, you can import files so that it creates several manufacturing orders, meaning the different bars that we're expecting to receive, right? So you can do that beforehand. So your warehouse people will just have to validate these quote unquote manufacturing orders, right? So the next step is to um, the next step is to actually start producing these bars for your customer, right? So let me create a new manufacturing order to finish the round bars finished goods, right? So uh, let's say I've produced one. The number of round bars in inches that I will be consuming is 150, right? So let's just save and close. And same like before, I mark as 2. So now I can plan it. Once I uh, once I plan it, I can actually create a deadline because each work order has each work order I've set predetermined hours that you've already set before. So without a deadline, it will start as soon as possible, right? It's at 6:18. So if I go to the planning by work centers, I can see, well, let's say by day, right? I can see that there's things scheduled for the sewing machine, and then, well, I guess it will be back to back. It will be hours set, etc. So that's all that's planned, right? So if you set a deadline, then the planning will be changed. So let's go to the manufacturing order. Let's go back. So now we can see that there are uh, I guess 6 actions that are already pending within the work centers. So the workers behind the machine, they will basically go to their machine and they would start processing work orders. So let me just turn on several. Uh, Let me just open several workstations, right? So let's say this is the view for uh, the person in the turning station. So let's say let's open another one. Oops. Let me create a duplicate tab. So let me start. So it starts with sawing, right? So when it starts with sawing, I can click this. You can see that still waiting for another work order, right? So I can create a new. So in Odoo, you can create a sequence to create serial numbers automatically. So these are for your final products. You can say that I took from lot number 6, 150 inches, right? So let's validate that, and we'll mark it as done. So in the Sawing Work Center, there's nothing else to do, right? So when we go to the next one, right? So let's refresh. Now the turning turned to ready, right? So something that is now can be started. So we continue, go to the next one, and then actually, if you delete this filter, you can see what is ready. So yeah, so in this white space is where you will see all the instructions based on the PDF you uploaded or the Google that slides that you upload. So we continue, we go through every single process. Mark it as done, mark it as done, mark it as done. QC inspection, final step, and then let's say mark it as done and close MO. So once I close the MO, now you can see within the oops, within the inventory report, there are three different things now. So there are 13 tons that are unaccounted for, and there's one unit of stock, 150 inches, right? So, uh, so the value is automatically created based on what we used, right? Based on the initial purchase. So Odoo is smart enough to calculate all of that, so that will be good for cost of goods sold accounting. And then this is basically the final product that you would track, right? So I think this is a much more elegant solution than what I have shown you before, right? So we can create it in tons, we can receive in tons, convert it into inches, and then create units out of the very final product. And you can see the number of inches in this bar reduced to 183 inches after using it, right? So then that is also accounted for, right? So that's it. I hope to, yeah, I hope to talk to you guys soon. Thanks.